Who's a good girl, eh? Who's a good girl? Bon dia, my hungry amigos, and welcome back to Algarve Appetite, the channel that covers everything to do with food here in the Algarve region of Portugal. Whether we're growing it, cooking it, or eating it, Algarve Appetite has got you covered. Today is a very special day as it is our first ever restaurant review. So join me, Portuguese Jimmy and D-Dog as we take a stroll down to Pera, where we're going for lunch at Tasquina Do Joao. Enjoy the beautiful countryside here in the Algarve on our quick stroll down to Pera. So, here we are after a blustery but pleasant walk from the house down to Pera. It's about 2 kilometres or, about 25 minutes. We're sat here at Tasquina Do Joao. This restaurant holds a special place in my heart because after 3 days travel from Scotland to arrive in our new home in Portugal in October 2021, this is the first place we came for lunch. And we've been coming back ever since. Nestling in the heart of Pera, Tasquina Do Joao has a friendly and charming ambience. However, if you're looking for a quiet dining experience, maybe go inside, because outside we're right by a busy road, and with shops, restaurants and pubs nearby, there tends to be a lot of pedestrians walking by. However, there is ample seating indoors. With a busy kitchen at the back of the restaurant, Joanne sits out front, manning the barbecue. Hello, Raj, are you scared to be on camera?
Okay, thank you.
It's okay?
Okay, thank you.
It's okay?
Thank you,
He's so beautiful that it's like, I don't know, Tom Cruise, Leonardo DiCaprio, Shrek. Okay, my friend. And here we have our friend Raj bringing us some bread and butter, some cheese, and a special treat. Hey, my girl. Hey, you like your pate? Look. Is that good? Let's talk about food, shall we? As a popular patron, I hold Tasquina Do Joao to a very high standard, and I can tell you that to date they have not disappointed. They're known for their Frango de Guia, which is a popular Portuguese chicken dish. And I can report that João serves the best Frango de Guia, not only in Pera or the Algarve, but possibly the whole of Portugal. So, how do I know that? Because I heard it from the man himself. Let's ask him. Okay. And am I right? Do you do the best chicken in Pera or in the Algarve or the whole of Portugal?
I have the best chicken in the world.
In the world? Okay. Well, we'll find. What do you think, my friend? We'll find out. Yeah. And so today I'll have the chicken, and I think in the world. Yeah. We need to get a sign made up for you. Best chicken in the world. So it's a tradition for me that I always have the Frango de Guia when I come here. It's a simple barbecued dish which features small, succulent chickens. Very simple. Barbecued with some salt and some Piri Piri sauce. It's named after the place that it was invented, which is Guia, a small village about 2 or 3 kilometres from here. But it's a popular dish throughout Portugal. Today the cameraman decided on grilled fish and chose dourada, which is Portuguese for sea bream. And as always, the meal is served with Portuguese tomato and onion salad with oregano and olive oil, and of course French fries. So without further ado, let's get stuck in. So first let me try the cameraman's fish, and and I'll be quick because I'm sure he's hungry and wants to start eating. So the fish is butterflied and grilled. As you see, it's cut down the middle. We have, as we get in there, I don't know if you can see, but some nice flaky fish. I'm not a huge fan of fish, but I can enjoy it. Lovely, perfectly cooked, lightly seasoned with salt, loads of flavour, just really good. And just before I let the cameraman enjoy his meal, let me taste some vegetables. We have carrots, broccoli, and boiled potatoes. All taste very fresh and are perfectly cooked. So I'm sure Liam is keen to get on with his meal, so I'll pass this back to him and move on to my Frango de Guia. As always, accompanying my meal is a non-alcoholic beer. Today we have Superbock, which is one of the most popular beers in Portugal and indeed the Algarve. So, let's sample the Frango de Guia. I'm going to start off with a leg and a bit of breast. I should point out that actually I ordered 2 portions here because we have the dog, and I'm sure Liam will like to join me. Sorry for the wind, but can't really be helped. I'll also take a serving of the tomato salad, which is always delicious, and of course a small amount of French fries. As I've mentioned, I have eaten here many times before, so I do know what to expect, and this will most likely be the first, or certainly one of the first, uploads on our channel. But first of all, let's try some of the salad. Tomato here. The flavours I'm getting are, of course, the tomato, which is very fresh, the olive oil, some salt, and of course the oregano, or oregano, depending on your pronunciation. Really nice. And it's amazing just how a couple of simple ingredients can be combined to create something really, truly delicious. In a later video, we'll make some of this up at the house and maybe do it with some steak, or maybe we'll do our own Frango de Guia in a future recipe or a future video, but you'll need to stay tuned and subscribe to the channel for that. So I love the tomato salad here. Let's move on to French fries. And they're perfectly fine. Nothing special. Are they French fries? Maybe not. Maybe you'd describe them as chips. Let's move on to the main event, which is of course the Frango de Guia. I'm going to start off with the leg here. Funny story, we often come here with our next door neighbour and her 9-year-old, and her and I always argue about who's going to get the chicken legs. She always wins. So here we go. And as I expected, perfect as always. The chicken is succulent, yet because it's cooked on a high heat in the barbecue, there's a nice kind of not quite crispy skin, but certainly very delicious. Like a lot of Portuguese food, it's quite heavily salted, but I have to say not overly so. And the salt really complements the overall flavour of the dish. So, let's move on to the chicken breast. As you would expect, maybe slightly more tender than the leg, but again perfectly cooked. Really delicious. Really, really, really good. I think that despite what Joanne says, I can certainly say if you've never had Frango de Guia before and you want to try it, from my experience, this is the place to do it. We're going to do some more reviews though, and we'll see, is there anyone else that does better Frango de Guia than Joao? We'll find out. So off camera, the cameraman Liam has reported that his fish is absolutely delicious, but we missed one important ingredient, and one important aspect for our chicken, and of course it is Joan's secret, because I asked him for the recipe, he wouldn't give it to me, Piri Piri sauce. So I don't know if you can see this. It has quite a distinctive colour. It's kind of like a bright orange. And at the bottom here, there's it looks like olive oil on the top, and then there's a sediment on the bottom, which I presume is the main spice of the dish. So I have to say, sometimes we come here and it's super spicy, and other times it's a little bit more subdued. So let's see what we have today. Another, sounds like someone's having a smashing time. Another chicken leg here. So here we go, a good generous coating of Joan's signature Piri Piri sauce. Whew. I was about to say that it was quite mild, but that kick doesn't hit you straight away. Then it comes on like a freight train. For me, I love it. I really think it brings up the dish. However, if you are somebody that only likes very mild spices in their food, probably at least try it separately rather than pouring it all over the dish, or maybe you want to stain all together because it is on the higher scale of spicy sauces. Hey Raj.
Everything good?
Everything is not good. Everything is perfect.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So something we didn't cover was the cheese. I've seen this a lot in Portugal. I think it's a traditional Portuguese cheese. It comes in small round bundles. It tends to be very nice. It has a thin rind on it. Is it rind the right word?
Yeah.
Not too thick. It isn't a strong, really strong cheese, but it has loads of flavour. This is the part of the meal that D-Dog enjoys. After we've eaten, she gets her special chicken treat on Friday. You ready? You want some? Not too many bones because I don't want her to choke. Okay, you ready? There you go. Okay guys, that's us finished our meal at Tasquina Do Joao's. It was very good. The last part of the experience is, of course, a little Portuguese espresso. Now I have to tell you, this is one of my favourites. The coffee here is excellent. It is Calmelo. It's a lovely coffee here. Taste of paradise. Okay guys, well we're going to go for a short walk back up to our house. There I'll go over the bill and give my final reviews. Good girl. Hey Joanne, see you next week. Bye bye. Good girl. So D-Dog, did you enjoy your chicken lunch? Eh? Come on, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's only dog pee. Come on. So, did you enjoy your chicken lunch, D-Dog? Let me give you a wee thing. You were quite well behaved on the way up, on the way there. But on the way back, you reverted back to your usual behaviour, didn't you? Don't look all sad and gloomy. Yeah, I know. We can't have you running off. There's all these cars and vans and all the rest of it. You'll get squashed. You just need to behave yourself a bit better, don't you? Yeah, you're a good dog though. Come on, T-Dog. You know what's just round the corner, D-Dog, don't you? It's the valley of certain death and destruction and gloom. The worst named valley in the history of valleys, really, because we come here every week, don't we? And we survive every time. Here we go, entering the valley of certain death. Come on, shift your butt. Good girl. Come on. I know you're scared. We're all scared. Come on. Come on, I'm sure we'll survive. Come on, D-Dog, this way. Come on, you know the way. Come on, you know the way. There's my big dog. There's my big dog. Hey, there's my big dog. I don't know if we'll use any of this stuff because it is stupid. I'll just need to see what it looks like. Maybe use that. As always, the minute we get home from our walk, D-Dog jumps in the pool. So we've just come back from our walk back from Piri, haven't we, D? So yeah, what do we think of Joanne's? D-Dog got bored, she's moved on. So before we move on to the Jimmy score, just one more little request. Can you please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already? Hit the like button for this video so Google recommends it to more people, and hit the bell notification so you're updated when we post new materials. Okay, so let's move on to the bill. So we had a lot of extras on here that you don't necessarily need. The Frango de Guia, as I mentioned, we had 2 portions because obviously I had to, D needs to be fed and Liam wanted some as well. It's $6.50 a portion. Liam's Dorada was $12.80. So the total for technically 3 people was $38.70. So with some quick maths in my head, that's about 12 euros, 13 euros each. But you could probably shave off a couple of euros there if you didn't go for the covert. So yeah, so you could easily eat there for about 10 euros. And it's really good. It's really, really well worth it. And it represents some traditional Portuguese dining in a very traditional Portuguese setting. So if that's your thing, Joanne's is definitely well recommended. So there's only one thing left to do now. And regular viewers of the channel will know we have to give Tasquina Do Joao's a Jimmy score. So we have never yet given a perfect 10. And I can tell you now, it's not going to be today. So, is Joanne's an excellent restaurant with good service and friendly staff? Absolutely. Do they do good food? Absolutely. But we're reserving that perfect 10 out of 10 for the dining experience, which is exceptional and like no other. So, let's move on to the Jimmy score for Tasquina Do Joao's will be 8 out of 10. So well done, Joanne. No doubt I'll see him again for Chicken Friday along with D-Dog and Liam. So guys, once again, thanks for watching. I've been Portuguese Jimmy. We've been Algarve Appetites. That's been D-Dog. Until the next video, adios amigos.